Okay, thank you so much for having me at this wonderful event. You're getting a lot of great education this week. And my topic is using a simple timing tool to find your trades, trading the market cycles. This is pretty much my background. I've been trading for a very long time. I started out as an institutional trader on Wall Street, trading in the Forex markets. And I learned early on about Elliott wave analysis and how to read the market cycle. So to this day, that's what I use. But my catchphrase is count the waves without really counting the waves. And I'm going to show you that today, how we can see the market cycles, get involved in buying when we should be buying, and sit back when we should be patient. So here's the disclaimer for you to read. Thank you. And let's get started. This is my book, The Trader's Pendulum, and this is it's all about the 10 habits of highly successful traders. So some of the things that I'll be teaching you today will be part of this book, but the main thing is that the market trades in cycles. And it's like an emotional pendulum how the markets trade. Trading is challenging due to market uncertainty, and market swings can create an emotional roller coaster. So, when I was trading in the 80s, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I was on a roller coaster pretty well every single day. And the roller coaster ride, this is how it shows up in the markets. So, when we're in a trend, I'm looking at the right side, the 8-wave market cycle here. When we're in a trend, we're pretty much going up. We trade higher and we have corrections, and you're supposed to enter on the corrections if we're in a trend. So this is the 8-wave market cycle. The first 5 waves are the trend waves, and then we come to a point, which I've labeled point T here. And at this point, traders are really, really greedy. They're optimistic and they're exuberant, and they tend to load up at the top because they don't want to have FOMO. And then what happens? Well, we have an adjustment in the market. We have the end of the trend, and then we have a significant correction. So the first leg down is still, I guess, has an optimistic feel to it because the market is thinking, okay, we're moving down. Then when we have the B wave up, traders still want to get involved. They still want to go long. They don't see that there is something bigger coming. And of course, when we don't make a new high and we turn down, we break down, that's when we get a very powerful C wave move down, and the market is very fearful down here. They're panicked, they're discouraged, they bail if they were long up here. And this is the time that we should be thinking about buying. And this is not easy. We need to train the brain for that. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the roller coaster ride. And up here, when traders are greedy, the market is moving up because it's exhibiting the emotions of all the traders. The traders are, traders are very they're buying because they don't want to miss out. So understanding the market cycles and that's just my opinion, and timing is crucial for success. That's just my opinion. A structured roadmap and simple timing tools can provide clarity and consistency. So that's what I'm going to show you today. This is a structured roadmap. So I'm going to show you many, many examples on how to read this. Some of the problems that traders face, some of the issues and their consequences are: number one, the volatility in the markets. So, what's the consequence? Traders can trade impulsively, leading to an emotional roller coaster ride. Like, trading impulsively is not uncommon. So, if you take too many trades because the market is moving and you don't want to miss out, you're not alone. Number two, timing market entries and exits and getting it wrong. We're not always right. We're gonna jump in when we think it's time to buy. We're gonna exit when we think it's time to sell. But the consequence can be chasing the market or exiting too soon, missing out on potential gains. And this is quite a common problem when we exit too soon and then we have that acceleration of the market higher, whatever market we're trading, we have that acceleration higher and we're not long. So then we get in long because we've we've sold out our position. Number 3, not making consistent profits. Well, this is very, very common. I'm a trader's coach and I hear this all the time. But listen, consequence of one bad trade can negate a week's worth of profits. So what does it tell us? This tells us that we need to use risk management and we need to be able to sell out our trades that aren't working before we have a really big loss because we want to protect our profits. That's really, really very important as a trader to protect profit protection. Number 4, lack of boundaries and rules. Well, without them, the consequence is to feel lost and unstructured, resulting in winging it, like winging the trades. And I don't think that's such a great idea. Certainly, I've done everything that I'm talking about here, so I'm really talking to me as well. Then I need to have set some boundaries and have some rules. Number 5, easily influenced. What's the consequence here when we're influenced by other traders, by our mentors, gurus? It can create a lack of independent thinking following the herd mentality. And it's the herd mentality that R.N. Elliott spoke about, which when we look at the 8-wave market cycle, when we're up at the top, that's the herd mentality. That's when everybody's jumping in. And number 6, no clear goals. When we don't have clear goals, the consequence is lack of direction and measurable success in trading. So we need a structured approach, effective tools, and accountability. How many of you are accountable to a team or to someone else? If you're accountable, like you can, and if it helps you, please put a Y in the box. Okay, let me know if you have a team around you that you can share your trades with and you can be accountable. And it could be, in a chat group on Discord, whatever it is. Okay. So, what if you had a system that explained how to understand and trade the market cycles using the market roadmap, which identified where to place trades for optimal entries and exits? And then what if you had simple tools to trade the roadmap effectively and scan for trades and follow a trade plan to effectively trade the setups? And then what if you had accountability to do what you say you are going to do? Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. This is the contrarian viewpoint. So let's start with the market roadmap can be an emotional pendulum. And this is when we get up here, we're in the ozone, we're greedy, we're loading up. This is where we take a contrarian view and we want to be thinking taking profits or selling up here, and down here we want to be thinking buying. And we have to train our brain for that. There's no question. So these are actually the wavy tunnel trades that I'm showing you right now with the indicators on the left. When the wave, this is the 34 EMA on the high, low, and close. When it is above these long-term moving averages, which is called the tunnel, that's the 144 and the 169, if you want to mark it down, this is where we get the trend move. And then when up here at point T, we get a purple arrow in with our indicators. So you can set up the moving averages, but these purple arrows and dots, those are our proprietary indicators. But look what happens here. The market moves down for an A, then it trades sideways for a B. This is NASDAQ futures, by the way. And then we trade down for the C wave. And where does it end up on our indicators? At the tunnel or below the tunnel. And we get a gray arrow. And this is consistent all the time that we get this, that that the setup starts with the purple arrow and ends with the gray arrow below the tunnel. Now, it's consistent, and that's what our scanner alerts us to the trades that are setting up. There are lots of nuances around this. You're not just going to buy it here. There are other things that you need to take into account, which we can discuss. But look at how the Wavy Tunnel Pro system maps out the 8-wave market cycle. So this is what I mean when I say we can count the waves without really counting the waves, meaning this is most likely the end of a swing move, and then we have the ABC correction. And I'm going to show you various examples of that. So, using simple timing tools, we can learn how to read and interpret the market roadmap using the Wavy Tunnel Pro Indicator Suite, simple timing tools. I've given you the moving averages, which you can put on your charts right away. And the green line, by the way, is the filter. That's the 12 EMA. Anticipating market direction and leveraging the market roadmap to foresee market movements, understanding market turning points, and grasping the implications of key market reversals. So, we're going to do a little case study showing the SPY ETF on multiple time frames, showing the market roadmap in action using simple timing tools. The first example is going to be on the weekly time frame. And this is more of a long term investment strategy, utilizing the roadmap to understand the broader market cycles and longer term trends. And this is it. This is the SPY. So at the top, we got the purple arrow. It's now gray because we made a new high down the road. And we see the wave and we see the tunnel. And look at how the market, this was 2022, and the market played out beautifully down to this gray arrow below the tunnel. So this occurred in October of 2022, and this was where most of the so many stocks had this setup for turning points, and that was the bottom. This isn't going to show up on the weekly time frame too often. It hasn't shown up since. The last time was in October of 2022. In order for it to show up again, which I'm going to show you, we have to go down to smaller time frames. It has shown up on the daily chart many times and on the 4-hour chart many times, but just not on the weekly chart. Now, moving to the daily chart, again, the scenario is to identify the uptrend and the key turning points. This is the trade that I'm showing you the key turning point for a buy after a significant correction. We call that the breakout 4 trade, which is the wave 4 leading to a wave 5. So using the Wavy Tunnel Pro indicators to pinpoint entry and exit points. Let's look at the daily. This showed up in August of 2024, where again we had the purple arrow on top. We had an ABC correction right down below the tunnel. We got a gray arrow there, and then we're off to the races. Okay, so this is the exact same setup that we just saw on the weekly chart in October of 2022. Now let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Medium-term trend analysis and trade setup, applying this market roadmap. So this is the 4-hour, and this showed up in November, just a few weeks ago. On the 4-hour chart. So again, this was a purple arrow, and then we had an A down, a B up, and a C wave down. The C waves are 5-wave moves. You can literally count the 5-wave moves here. You get the gray arrow, and this is the bottom. This is the turning point, and this occurred in November 2024. So a couple weeks ago. So this is the setup that if you recognize the setup, you will begin to understand the market cycles as I understand the market cycles since I learned way back in the 1980s trading on the desk, because we hired an Elliott Wave analyst, a technician, to be on the desk. We hired him from the Chicago Board of Trade, and now he is very popular amongst institutional investors, hedge funds, etc. But he actually taught me Elliott Wave analysis and how to read the market cycles, among other things. And then I developed it further and decided to use it in my everyday strategy called the Wavy Tunnel Pro. So it has evolved over time, over a long period of time. And I'm having the 8 wave market cycle right in here so you can see how the price pattern conforms to this 8 wave market cycle. Now let's look at the ES futures on a 15-minute chart. And let's look at this example. Same example. So if you're trading the futures and you see this setup, and this would have been a purple arrow, uh, as we took out the highs there, you would understand what to do with this setup. That look for a way to buy it at this point. This is a significant correction, and then we can look at the 2-minute time frame. Same story. Now, I'm using NinjaTrader here. So on this NinjaTrader platform, we have this is called our breakout 4 trade. So we get the gray arrow, we're below the tunnel, and this actually the software spits out these hatch marks. So it spits out, it tells you to go long here once we go above this filter, and it gives you the 3 different profit targets. And these are adjustable. You can decide what the profit targets, what you want them to be. This happens to be a Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. Um, and this is automatic on the charts. So that's the 2-minute. By mastering the market roadmap using simple timing tools and applying it across different time frames, traders can enhance their ability to follow market movements and make informed trading decisions. And this framework provides a comprehensive view of the benefits of using simple timing tools for trading stocks, ETFs, futures, and Forex across various time frames from intraday to long-term strategies. At the end of this presentation, I'll show you how you can get, get the tools on your whatever platforms you're using, and you'll be able to see all of the arrows and the dots as well, and you'll get significant amount of education with it to learn the different trade setups as well. And you can use this strategy with any program that you're in. If you're in like an options program, or you're in in any other program, this is a really great overlay because it teaches you about the market cycles and it shows you where you are when you're taking your trades, which I think is really, really important. Now we're going to look at some ETF and stock examples, understand the setup so that we can understand the setups. So this slide, it was taken from the sectorspiders.com. The URL is at the bottom. It's the sector tracker. I look at this every week. And these are the 11 sectors of the S&P 500. So you're familiar with ETFs. These are the S&P 500 sectors. And this is year-to-date returns. So the overall S&P index up 23.08%, and then the various sectors, how they performed over the course of the year. So the biggest performer at this point, the financials, up 32.63%. All of the sectors are positive this year. Some have outperformed others. Then what I did was I took right after the election, I wanted to see how many sectors outperformed right after the election, what the market was thinking about in terms of the sectors that would do better with the new administration. So that's what this is about. So you can see that consumer discretionary is up a lot, and communication services and energy and financials and industrials. Okay, and also technology. So that's what I did there. And then I ran it over the last 5 trading days this morning, and you can see we've had a significant correction on many of these indices, still with the exception of energy and financials. So this is one way that I use the sector spiders year to date. The next thing that I did, and well, this is the last 5 trading days. The next thing that I did was I opened up the S&P 500 index, and this is it, and I sorted by the percent change. This is year to date. Okay, so these are all of the stocks that have outperformed year to date, like huge, huge, huge numbers. And I took the charts this morning and I'm going to show you what each one of these is and what they look at. And this is a great way to see what's performing well and to put on your list, your watch list, so that you can see when we have corrections if you want to get into some of the stronger performing stocks. I mean, that's what I do. That's what I use it for. So let's look at the first one, Palantir. Now, I down here, we didn't have our setup. We didn't have the gray arrow, but you can see that the wave is above the tunnel. And every time we get a dip into the wave, this is buyable. This is buyable. And we had this is the daily. So about 1.5 week, 2 weeks ago, we had a great opportunity to go long here. Actually, when it gapped up, this is right after the election, and it has continued higher since. So, but you have to be on top of these things. Like if this is not on your radar, and then it gets on your radar at a certain point, you have to be on top of it. VST, we had the exact setup back here in August that we were looking at. We had the purple arrow over here, and then we had the gray arrow over here. How do you get in? You can get in on the gray arrow, or you can wait for it to move up and then pull back. So this was a great entry. And then every time the market corrects down into the wave, it's a great entry. So the premise is that it's a strong stock to begin with. Like that's your premise. And you just want to get in on a pullback. So you don't want to get in up here. You want to get in once we've had a significant pullback, which we had over here. So this stock is performing well. NVIDIA, everybody knows NVIDIA. So back in October of 2022, this is the weekly. This was one of the stocks that had the phenomenal setup to go long. We had the purple arrow, and then we had the gray arrow, and this, among many, many other stocks. And what has happened since? We've had acceleration and we've had pullbacks into the wave. When a stock is really, really strong, it's not going to pull back into the wave, it will pull back into the filter. So you can wait for it to pull back into the wave like it did here, or you have to decide how you're going to do it, how you're going to enter. But I like waiting for the pullbacks, and once we have the pullbacks and it starts to reverse, you can buy on the break. That's fine. On the breakout, that's fine. Like that's not a problem. So that's NVIDIA. This Axon, way back here of June of 2024, this is a daily, we had the setup. We had the purple arrow, and then we had the gray arrow. Beautiful setup at 300, and this is back in June, and the stock has doubled. It's trading at 600 right now. Like just crazy, crazy. So how do you get into something like this? Well, if you had the scanner and it was telling you to get in, you might get in on the scanner, or if it's on your radar, your watch list, then you would want to get in on these pullbacks. On these pullbacks. I mean, that's how you can get in. You can get in on the pullback into the wave. The wave has your back. Or you can wait once we go into the wave, then you can get in on a little 1, 2, 3 reversal for a breakout, okay, as confirmation. Here's another one, TRGP. Now this one we did not have, this would not have shown up on our scanner, so you would just have to look at it and see how beautifully it's trading in an uptrend. And every time the market pulls back, you think about buying. Now we're stretched. We're stretched here, and it's probably time to wait, because the risk of the market moving higher in this case versus a retrace, maybe a $20 retracement or $25 retracement, it's that that's the risk of buying it here? You'd have to risk a big retracement. And then, of course, we have this awesome oscillator. So this is also telling me that the market is really stretched. Look at how high the awesome oscillator is. And for this to come back to equilibrium, well, price has to come back to equilibrium. And coming back to equilibrium is a move down to the zero line, or at least partly close enough to the zero line. Then that would be an area to start looking at for, for going long. You United Airlines. I just flew United. Um, pretty good, I must say. So this we had a purple arrow. This is the daily. And then the market turned around. So this is the end of the swing move. The market turns around, and every time we have a pullback into the 12 EMA, it's buyable. Like, so we didn't come down into the wave, so it's buyable. Here's HWM. We also didn't have our setup here with the gray arrow because the market has been bullish for quite some time. I mean, I'm just showing you the daily, and I didn't go back past March. So every time the market pulls into the wave, it's buyable. So we've gone through a lot of charts here, and then I'm going to show you how to scan for these. Okay, FICO, FICO, we had a purple arrow here, and then we had a gray arrow here. So this was the initial gray arrow, our breakout forward trade. This would have shown up on our scanner. This occurred in May 2024. And then once we received that, the market continued to move higher, and every time it pulls back into the wave, it's buyable. Now we have the purple arrow, and we probably would want it to come back some more. Now, how do we know how far back it's going to come? We don't know. It could just come back into the wave, or we could have a more significant correction. It could come back to the tunnel, but we just don't know. But this is a very expensive stock. CEG, here's another example of our ideal setup with this market map. We had a purple arrow over here and a gray arrow over here. This showed up on our scanner. And if you wanted to wait, then you would wait for something like this: gray, red, red. This is how we do it: gray, red, red. And then that's a buy. And then the market accelerated, and now this correction has been fairly deep. Okay, so we'd have to watch this, but now we're in the territory of doing some analysis to see if this is something that we would want to buy. So because we have had a significant correction up here, it was stretched, and then we gapped lower into the gap. I call this the gap between the wave and the tunnel, and now we've come down to the tunnel. So this could be something to watch. KKR, this has been a bullish stock. It's just been bullish, where the wave has been above the tunnel and price has been above the wave. And every single time price comes down into the wave, it's buyable. It's buyable. And now we're a little bit stretched. So will we come back down into the wave? Maybe. I don't know. But every time it does, it's buyable. So it's best to keep it on a watch list and have a look. And then one more, NRG. So this was also a perfect setup where we had the purple arrow and then we had the gray arrow, and off to the races after that. We got gray, red, red, and then red, red again. These are the different colors that show up. We have the purple is the largest swing move, then followed by the gray, then yellow, then red, then blue. So these all give us opportunities to get in with the trend. Okay, and I'm not even talking about these bungee strands. That's a whole other story right now. And also the awesome oscillator. One thing that I can say about the awesome oscillator is we want to look for divergence. And here we have it on this one. Divergence is when price makes a new high and the awesome oscillator makes a lower high. So you can see that we have divergence. The market is running out of steam. So it kind of told us that we were going to have a correction from this point. And now the only question is the correction going to end here or is it going to move down further? And I can't answer that. So So you might ask, well, that's fine, Jody, but how can we look at these? How can we scan for these? So I showed you a way where you can look for the strong stocks and then follow them. But we do have a scanner. We can scan for these market roadmap trades using the Wavy Tunnel Pro Elite Scanner tools. We can identify trend and end of trend trades and recognize the market roadmap turning points with trend line breaks. We have automatic trend line breaks on the software. We can master trade entry and exit strategies and implement trade plans for the 6 Wavy Tunnel Pro setups and high probability occurrences. We have 6 Wavy Tunnel Pro trade plans that we can scan for. So let's just do a little case study on the Elite Scanner in action on the platforms with demonstrations on MotiveWave, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, and MT4. And by the way, we are having, oh, I guess I'll tell you at the end, we're having well, on Wednesday, we're having a 4-hour mastermind session with my team members and I, and we're going to, show you this in action on the scanner. And you're welcome to come, but you're going to have to send me an email, Jody at fxtradersedge.com, if you want to come, and then I can send you an invitation. So MotiveWave, I ran these scanners this morning on MotiveWave. So we have, I ran 2 different scans. One is the breakout for ready, and one is the breakout for signal. So the ready is an early entry, like it's an early notification, let's say. I ran it on 500 stocks. I got 89 results. The red boxes are around all of the stocks that showed longs. Everything else showed shorts. Okay, so I was just interested in the longs. Now, I just took some of these to show you, and then I ran the breakout for signal that I want to show you, and I want to show you the difference and how you can protect yourself from getting in too early. So one of these was MRK, and this is a weekly chart. Now, we had the gray arrow, so it showed up like as a 0 or a 1. But look at how far down we are below the tunnel. What this means is it probably showed up on the scanner. Let me just have a look. I can tell. It might have showed up on the scanner a couple of candles ago. I can tell. Yeah, it might have shown up right over here. Excuse me. So if you would just buy it, you would be underwater right now because the market has come down some more. Here's another example of the same. This is another one which actually probably showed up on our scanner for the last few, this is a daily, so for the last 4 or 5 trading days, it would have shown up on our scanner. So if you took this trade without any confirmation, then you would be underwater. So our confirmation, the signal is we say, okay, we don't want to take this trade until we close above the 12 EMA. That's our way of saying, okay, the market has stopped and now we want to buy it above the 12 EMA. I'm going to show you that. Here's another example where it showed up on the scanner EFX and it just continued to move down. Okay. And it would have shown up and it never really closed above the 12 EMA since the signal hit. Here's one example also that showed up on this scan that I did where it did close above the 12 EMA on this candle. So this is an example where I would say, okay, now it's time to, look at it for buying. It's not just going to be a runaway train. This is the scan that I did, which produced 44 results for this signal. And these are all of the positive ones on this page that have occurred relatively recently. So there are 5 charts that I'm going to show you here. Verizon, and look and try to look at the difference. So this, we got the purple arrow, we got the gray arrow, and as soon as the market closed above this 12 EMA, that produced the signal. So this is this is an interesting one. You want it to close above the 12 EMA. You don't want it to keep moving down. So this was a nice one. Oh, and I should say you should take a screenshot or take a screenshot of the 2 scans that I did if you want to check out all of these stocks on your own. I forgot to mention that. CVX. This is a very, very nice looking chart. So we got the purple arrow here and we got the gray arrow down here. Beautiful, beautiful. And we closed above the 12 EMA. So this occurred like about 10 candles ago. So it still popped up on the scanner, but it showed up as 10 candles ago. And right here would have been the first time that it popped up on this scan for with the signal where it closed above the 12 EMA. So this is a very nice picture. You might want to wait to see if we have some kind of retracement and we get the opposite red dot back into this area before buying it. Here's another one, ATI daily chart. So this signal came in over here. We got the blue. So we had a retracement of this move. So this is definitely one to take a look at as well. And then DE, this is the weekly. We got the purple arrow, we got the gray arrow. Very nice. Very nice. If you take an option position here when you get this signal, you can do whatever you want, buy the stock, but this is a very nice setup from all the setups that I've shown you so far. I hope that you can begin to see the pattern here. And this is WYN, also a really nice setup where we get the gray arrow and then we get the blue and the blue. This is kind of we get our confirmation is when we go through the green, but then I like to see also some kind of retracement, which we're having. So very nice. Now, TradeStation is another scanner that we have ready, signal, same kind of thing. I didn't run it today. I ran the motive wave today, but this tells you this is run like I forgot when I ran this. So this tells you also you can put your I ran only the daily on the daily, but you can run it on the weekly, the daily, any time frame that you want. And this tells you the readies and the signals, very similar to the motive wave that I just showed you. Looking at NinjaTrader futures. So we also have a scanner on NinjaTrader, and we're scanning here for the upper and the lower purples and the upper and the lower grays on all of the different time frames here. And I just want to show you that when I did a scan on the lower grays on the it showed up on the 4 indices. So this was the September NQ on the daily where we got the gray arrow, where we have the ABC. I put in these letters, ABC, and look at how it just mimics this 8-wave market cycle. So we got the purple and we came down below the wave, and then we we came into the gap between the wave and the tunnel, and we went back into the wave, and then we did another move down. So A, B, C, and then the market turned around from there. Same thing here on the ES. Okay. So this is on the futures markets. I showed you this on the SPY, so this is on the futures markets. Same picture. Same picture. So what does it mean? It means that when we see this, we don't want to be frightened of buying down here. We want to look at this as an opportunity. Our brain is going to say the market is selling. I don't want to get caught here. But we got to train the brain to say, this can be the breakout four trade. This can be the market turning point for the next leg higher. And if we want to look at intraday trend analysis and trade setup, we can do that as well. So for swing trades and for day trades. So this is more of a swing trade. This is the YM on the left, the 4-hour. You could set alerts for the gray arrows. So you could set alerts for the gray and the purple arrows right on your charts, and you could get notified with sound or pop-ups, whatever you want. And you can see the trend lines also being drawn because they're automatically drawn. You can turn them off or you can turn them on. So here we got the gray arrow, well, the gray triangle here pointing up. And this automatically popped up. As soon as we got that signal, this automatically popped up for the profit targets. And then on the right, you can see how the profit targets were met. So you get notified of the gray, you look to see if you want to go long, your profit targets show up, and you can leave your orders in and follow it. You can move your stop to break even after the first profit target is hit. You can do what you want to do. Now this is a 2-minute chart. Same kind of thing, same pattern, purple, gray. And we see these patterns every day in the futures markets, in all the futures markets. We see, now they don't necessarily show up in the morning session, they could show up in the afternoon session, but we see them every single day. You can even see this pattern with tick charts. So again, you can set an alert for purple and gray arrows. You can see this pattern with tick charts. This is the market map, the 8-wave market cycle. Beautiful setup. You see other arrows here. The other arrows pertain to the trendline breaks. I have a lot on this chart. I have trendline breaks on here as well as the breakout four trade, which is the green arrow with the hatch marks, the 3 profit targets and the stop loss. So now let's just look at MT4. We have a New York trading room and a London trading room. Neil is a phenomenal analyst slash trader. He finds these setups and he's trading on the smaller time frames because he's looking for day trades on the currencies in New York and London. He runs a trading room on Mondays and Wednesdays at the New York Open for Forex and at the London Open for Forex. And this is the scanner that he uses. So I didn't run this today. This is old, but these are all the different trades that we can find. The breakout four is exactly what I was showing you today on stocks and ETFs. So looking for that 8-wave market cycle and that deep correction, that's the breakout four trade. Then we have all of these trend line breaks. So we have 4 different trend line breaks. And this column shows you when we get the purple arrows. You can set it on the scanner to show the end of the move. And if you're running it on the daily and the 4-hour and the 15-minute and the 1-hour, and if you get the purple arrow showing up on 4 different time frames at once, well, there is a good chance that we are going to see a market top or bottom at that point. So these are the Forex pairs. Can also ran these on the stock indices and bonds. And I ran this on the commodities. So this is all on a Forex trading platform. The MT4 platform, and this was the first platform that we put our indicators on and our scanners on. So what are the key benefits of using the Wavy Tunnel Pro solution? You will learn how to master the market cycles and anticipate market direction with confidence and achieve better timing for trades. And when you have better timing for trades, it improves trade entries and profit targets. You'll be engaging in rules based trading and hopefully enhance consistency through structured trading. And you will develop independent thinking with clear trading goals, which will reduce stress and uncertainty in trading. So, by following the wavy tunnel solution, traders can navigate market challenges with confidence. Here's a success story, a testimonial from a satisfied trader. And disclaimer, testimonials may not be representative of other clients or customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. This is from Mario. Jody Samuels' Wavy Tunnel Pro, based on Elliott Wave theory, helped me tremendously in recognizing fractal patterns regardless of asset types, such as stocks, indices, commodities, forex, and futures. Since taking her program, I have been more conscientious in preserving my liquidity, slowly growing and rebuilding my account, and I have gained tremendous confidence in placing my trades. What sets her strategy apart from other trading schools is the depth and breadth of her experience and the culmination and creation of the Wavy Tunnel Pro tools. The Wavy Tunnel Pro removes trading ambiguity and helps you set up quality trades. In my short time as a trader, I have cut down on my learning curve by decades, and this system has helped me focus more on finding more actionable trades, refining my trading process, and taking profits more often. Thank you, Jody. You're welcome, Mario. Yes, so as Mario said, this this whole system, it really is the culmination of my long career in trading, starting in the 1980s. So it really, I've packed, everything into the system that I learned over a very long career. And this is, if I add something to our tools, it's just going to complement what we already have. It's not going to be anything totally new. So, what is the offer for today? I'm offering you the Elite Tool Scanner and Indicator Suite, exclusive access to our market roadmap and timing tools, where you can understand how the markets trade in cycles. We have great education around that. You can use our proprietary combination of cycle high and low indicators with momentum indicators to warn of market tops and bottoms. It works with stocks, futures, ETFs, forex, and cryptocurrencies. It works for day swing and position trading. Find the precise entry points for option strategies. Embrace the suite of professional tools to trade like a pro. And the you can find this offer on wavytunnelpro.com/elite, which David has just posted for you. Now, the platforms that the Wavy Tunnel Pro is on. So the indicator suite and scanners are on MT4, TradeStation, MotiveWave, and NinjaTrader. And the indicator suite without the scanner is on Wealth Charts. We also have it on TradingView. So if you use one, and I don't charge for that, if you get one of these scanners, um, on one of these platforms, then I will give you, that's a bonus. I will give you that for free. Okay. The first month trial is $49 and then it renews at $99 a month. And like I said, we we have a lot of support, we have a lot of education that comes with it. So some of the bonuses: elite tool scanner training, live training sessions on the Wavy Tunnel Pro trade plans, dedicated Discord channel. I want to meet with you one on one after you've taken some trades so that we can go through your trades. Um, you will have access for 1 month to the trading room with Neil 4 times a week during London and New York, and all of the recordings. So you can really, really learn a lot. So again, the first month trial is $49, wavytunnelpro.com/elite. And then it renews at $99 a month. I think I said earlier that we are going to have a mastermind day. Oh, I guess I shouldn't. If you are interested in attending or seeing the recordings, you can email me, Jody at fxtradersedge.com or support at fxtradersedge.com. But this is a really good deal right now to get in at the trial price of $49 so that you can try it out and set it up. And I'd just like to know if there are any questions for me right now. Oh, you want me to show you some charts? Okay. I shut down my, okay. I guess I could show you a few examples. Um, okay, I don't like this. All right, I have it on TradingView. I can show you, but I don't offer TradingView, uh, the TradingView indicators. It's for free if you use it on another platform. But I guess I can show you that because this is like my personal. So let's just have a look at crowd. Okay, and yes, you will be able to see the recording. Okay, I like to do a top-down approach. So this is the weekly, and we just showed how here we got the purple. It looks different on the trading view. Here we got the purple arrow. It's a purple diamond. Down here we got a yellow. So sometimes we get a yellow, we don't get a gray, and I can see why we got a yellow and not a gray. So this would not have shown up on the scanner on MotiveWave or TradeStation. We of course do not have a scanner on TradingView. I'm just showing you the indicators, and this is what I use for my personal. It's not for sale. So if we do a top-down approach, I would have liked to gone down to the daily at this point to see how it presented on the daily. And I actually look at all of the different time frames. So on the daily, we had an opposite purple, okay? And when you have an opposite purple and then you have a red and a red, this is the time to start looking at buying it. So where are we right now on the daily? We are the wave has crossed above the tunnel and we have a gray. So we would be likely looking for a move down into the filter or into the wave. Let's put up the 4-hour. And I don't know if you're day trading this or whatever, okay? Or if you're looking at swing trading. So I'm not sure, but what I do, how I set up my charts in general is let me put this back on the weekly. I look at the weekly, I look at the daily, I look at the 4-hour, I look at the 1-hour, I look at the 15-minute, and I look at the 5-minute. That's what I do for all of my charts. Okay. So if you look at the weekly, we did get an interesting area to buy down here, and we're consistently moving higher. So we want to be looking for retracements. So it could be that on this 4-hour chart, this could be an A, this could be a B, and we could come down into the wave for a C wave. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's something to look for. That's a possibility. Okay, and David is just saying that he is recording all of the presentations. So you will get to see this presentation if you missed it, absolutely. Okay. If you have any questions, please email me, Jody at fxtradersedge.com or support at fxtradersedge.com. So you can use this system, Bright M, for swing trading and for day trading. You're welcome, Blue. Yeah. Hi, Randy. Any other questions? Okay, David, I think that's it for me.